Hi, I am Nilesh from India. I was one of the Demoreset leader. Attended 2 weeks prototype building in Bogota, Colombia during October 2022. I am working with the small and marginal farmers in India on the issues of policy making and advocacy regarding agriculture. I believe the strengthening of democracy is an important instrument by which we can solve our social, economical, ecological, and political problems. I am using collective intelligence as a tool to equip the small and marginal farmers to participate in the policy making process. Agriculture and issues of the small and marginal farmers are many and complex also. Thus, during democracy residency program, I will specifically focus on how small and marginal farmers can involve in the policy making and advocacy process regarding climate change adaptation only. In this regard, following will be the program to test the prototype in our region. First of all, the marginal farmers are connected with many stakeholders. So first of all, we will do the mapping of the stakeholders into different categories. Then we have to involve the small and marginal farmer in the entire process. For that, we should have to run the information education campaign IEC for the small group of farmers chosen from the 10 cluster of 10 villages, 10 Indian villages. In this IEC information education campaign, we will specifically focus on following activities: identification of the communication need of the stakeholders, identification of the message for the each stakeholders, media outreach campaign, finalization of the communication strategy, providing message which will be clear, accurate, concise, appeal to head and heart, and call to action, and campaigning on the climate change policy making in agriculture. Then after this IEC education information education campaign, we will create a steering committee and farmers, and we will choose farmers ambassadors from various villages, and we will prepare the network of these ambassadors in our region. Depending on the funding availability, we will decide on the number of agriculture ambassadors. In this point, I mean creating steering committee and choosing the agriculture ambassadors network. We will specifically focus on creating steering committee first. Number two, local workshop for NGO or leaders to build material and capacity, identifying local farmers ambassadors. Series of village meetings will be arranged to discuss the issues to create network of local farmers ambassadors. Then after that, mutually with local farmers ambassadors, we will set the local agenda regarding climate change policy making regarding agriculture. In this point, we will focus on following activities: arranging local convention on climate change adaptation policy regarding agriculture. We will map and understand the processes of policy making, and will do diagnosis of the problem. With discussion with the agriculture ambassadors, we will come up with the policy documents regarding climate change adaptation in agriculture. Then, of the fifth number, thus above mentioned policy document will be open for general public for validation. Uh, this validation by general public through various medias like WhatsApp, Facebook, Google, etc. Validation of the policy document by the consultants who are expert in the policy making process. Use of the open internet surveys or national representative surveys for the validation of the policy document. Then, after validation of the policy document, co-creation of the policy recommendation by following tools. This policy recommendation will be created by the network of the farmers ambassadors. So first thing is regional conversation on climate change adaptation in agriculture, knowledge sharing by small and marginal farmers and experts, co-create recommendation, prioritize or voting, policy recommendation, and creation of the policy toolkit. Then after this, farmers, ambassadors, and associated user group will do advocacy regarding climate change adaptation policy. That for this advocacy process is a very long process, but we will do in the phase-wise manner. We will deploy cooperation of the NGO for advocacy. Local NGOs are there who are expert in the advocacy, so we will deploy the power of these NGOs for this purpose. We will arrange meeting such with decision makers, ministers or ministries, various ministries by farmers ambassadors and involve team. We will create platform which will update time to time implementation of and recommendation. We will ensure monitoring and implementation of the advocacy. And then we have to grow this network. So expansion of this network of the ambassador. So we will grow this network in other regions of the India also. So the ambassadors network will be grown and they will start making advocacy of the climate change adaptation policy. This will be our plan to implement the democracy residency in our region. Thank you very much.